Hello everyone, my name is Leroy Kenton and this is FTD Facts. And in this episode, you're gonna see the side-by-side comparison of Jeff Bezos and Jack Ma. And you're gonna learn what makes these two billionaires so unique and separate from the others. These are two men that I've learned a lot from, and I know you will as well too. Now, I'm excited to be doing this video that highlights the differences, not just because they are the owners of two of some of the largest companies in the world, but this video is really an inspiration of like, okay, if two people from two different backgrounds like this can do it and make such a big impact in the world, anybody can. But before I just jump right in, I gotta let you know that FTD Facts is now translated in Spanish. So if you're a Spanish speaker, you gotta subscribe to FTD Facts Espanol, where you can keep learning in Spanish. I'll have the link to that below in the video description. And also, I'm launching my new personal channel. It's called FTD Speaks, and on it I'll be sharing my life experiences and talking about my experiences with religion, spirituality, culture, mindset, entrepreneurship, relationships, and more. So I'll be answering a lot of questions over there, and we're gonna be having a lot of conversations, and I'm probably more excited to do this channel than any other channel that I've worked on in the past. So I'll have the link also below in this video description as well, and don't forget to subscribe, and I can't wait to see you over there. It's gonna be a crazy ride, guys. Videos are just gonna be very raw. We're gonna keep it real on FTD Speaks. But you know, since you're over here now on FTD Facts, don't forget to give this video a like, leave it some love, and subscribe if this is your first time here, as well as hit that bell notification if you haven't done so already. Okay, now let's jump right in. First off, I'm gonna start with Jeff Bezos. So Jeff Bezos is the CEO and president of Amazon, and the latest estimates indicate that his net worth is $137 billion US. And on July 27, 2017, he became the richest man in the world when his estimated net worth increased past $90 billion. Now, Jack Ma is the founder and executive chairman of the Alibaba Group, which is a Chinese multinational conglomerate specializing in e-commerce, retail, internet, and technology. Now, he's one of the richest men, not just in China, but also in the world, with a net worth of $36.2 billion. In 1990, Jack Ma was teaching English to a group of university students at the Hangzhou Dianzi University. And that same year, Jeff Bezos was working at D.E. Shaw & Co., which was an investment management firm based out of New York City. And years later, it's just like, I don't know if it's coincidence or maybe they're on some similar brain waves, but both of them would come up with similar names for their companies. So Jeff Bezos wanted the name Cadabra, which is a name that signifies magic, and Jack Ma wanted the name Alibaba, which he stuck with, hoping that the name would open doors with an open sesame kind of vibe to it. If you're not familiar with the open sesame reference, it's from Aladdin and the King of Thieves. And I'm sure it's been related to some other stories, but that was the first time I heard that phrase being used. But you see, coming up with similar names is probably the only thing that they had similar with each other, because Jack Ma and Jeff Bezos couldn't be more different. It's not often that you find the founder of a huge tech company who failed a college entrance exam twice and doesn't know how to code, which is true about Jack Ma. Whereas Jeff Bezos, he tends to be pretty level and on point when it comes to giving speeches, but you see, Jack Ma now is known for his lavish performance style when it comes to delivering speeches and public addresses. So now let's look at the early history of these two tech giants. Starting off with Jeff Bezos, he was born named Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen on January 12, 1964 in Albuquerque, New Mexico in the United States. After his mother Jacqueline divorced his father, Ted Jorgensen, she married Miguel Mike Bezos in April 1968. Mike adopted Jeff and his siblings and changed their last names, and that's where Jeff adopted the name Bezos, and now we know him as Jeff Bezos. He graduated from Princeton University with a bachelor's in science, and going through school and even from a younger age, Jeff Bezos always showed some interest in science and technology, and he was very proficient in both of those fields because he once rigged an electric alarm to keep his younger siblings out of his room. Jack Ma was born Ma Yun on the 10th of September 1964 in Hangzhou, Zhejiang in China. He and his siblings grew up at a time when communist China was increasingly isolated from the West, and his family didn't have much money when he was young. As a teenager, Jack Ma started waking up early to visit the city's main hotel, where he'd offered visitors tours to the city in exchange for English lessons. The nickname Jack was given to him by a tourist who became friends with him, and later they became pen pals, so they would write each other back and forth with letters, handwritten letters. Jack Ma also had a very hard time getting into college. He took 4 years to pass the Chinese entrance exams. Then Jack Ma attended the Hangzhou Teachers Institute, which is now called the Hangzhou Normal University, and graduated in 1988 with a BA in English. So these two men have very different beginnings, as you can clearly see, and these differences even extended to the investments that were used to start their companies. So check this. Alibaba started with 50,000 Chinese yuan, which is about 8,150 US dollars. Now, when Amazon started, Jeff Bezos got $300,000 from his parents, which is not too much of a difference in the dollar amount to start your company. But in both cases, these men were able to use their intelligence, their brains, and persistence to build massive companies. With Jeff Bezos, he founded Amazon in late 1994 on a cross-country road trip from New York City to Seattle. The company began as an online bookstore and has expanded to a variety of products and services, including video as well as audio streaming. Jeff Bezos first became a millionaire in the year 1997 after raising $54 million through Amazon's initial public offering, which is known as IPO, if you've heard that acronym before. Amazon is currently the world's largest online sales company. Jeff Bezos has also added to his business interests when he founded aerospace company Blue Origin in the year 2000. A Blue Origin test flight successfully first reached space in the year 2015. He also purchased the Washington Post in the year 2013 for $250 million. Jeff Bezos publishes an annual letter for Amazon shareholders wherein he refers to 5 principles that he focuses on, and that is focus on customers, not competitors, take risks for market leadership, facilitate staff morale, build company culture, and the 5th one is empower people. And he really stands by these 5 principles, and they're like ingrained in the whole culture of Amazon, and he wants to make sure that his shareholders really push this as well. When it comes to Jack Ma now, Alibaba is the world's largest retailer and e-commerce company. And one of the biggest things that sets these two men apart from each other is their leadership style, as well as what their main focuses are when it comes to their main businesses, Amazon and Alibaba. Well, more accurately, how they view their main focuses. So let's take a look. Jeff Bezos is notorious for his obsession with customers, and this is what he says in his own words. We have so many customers who treat us so well, and we have the right kind of culture that obsesses over the customer. If there's one reason we have done better than our peers in the internet space over the last 6 years, it is because we have focused like a laser on customer experience. But Jack Ma has a slightly different angle. You see, Jack Ma says this: customers first, employees second, and shareholders third. Now, when Jack Ma is talking about customers, he's not talking about the everyday consumers like Jeff Bezos, but rather Jack Ma is referring to customers who are small business owners that use his marketplace as a platform to build their own businesses. In 2013, Jack Ma, he also said this in his own words: Alibaba is a company for consumers. I knew that we didn't have the right DNA to become a consumer company. The world is changing very fast, and it's hard to gauge customers' needs. Small businesses know more about the needs of their customers. We had to empower our power sellers and our small and medium-sized enterprises to support their customers. So in a nutshell, Jeff Bezos wants Amazon to be a company that is completely about the customer experience. And when he's talking about customers, he's talking about the everyday users of Amazon that use it to purchase products, as well as use their services. Jack Ma says, yes, customers are completely important. However, we're not going to be catering to the customers. We're going to be catering to the business owners and the enterprises that use our platform to empower them to now cater to their customers. Their personal personalities are also strikingly different. For example, let's look at Jack Ma. He handed out silly string to his employees when Alibaba became profitable, and Jack Ma even implements a talent show that happens yearly for his employees. In contrast, Jeff Bezos is more of an intimidating leader. In a tell-all Amazon book called The Everything Store, Brad Stone writes that Jeff Bezos really thrives on confrontation and is prone to outbursts. In 2013, Jack Ma had stepped down from his role as CEO in the Alibaba Group. Now, even though Jack Ma is no longer the CEO, he's still the chairman of Alibaba, and he still owns 8.9% of the company, and he's the most recognizable person within the organization. And a lot of his time is used now for philanthropic ventures. So both of these men prove that leadership and business doesn't have to look a certain way. No matter how you started, there isn't one way to build a business. So thank you for coming along this ride as we took a snapshot into the lives of Jack Ma and Jeff Bezos. Share your thoughts and comments about anything that I shared in this episode. And before you head on out of here, remember to subscribe to FTD Facts Espanol for videos in Spanish and my personal channel, FTD Speaks. I'll have those links as well as my other social media links down below in the video description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon in another episode. Alright everybody, so here's a playlist with more videos like this. We have more videos that highlight the differences between countries, religions, and people, and more. So don't forget to come back to FTD Facts daily for more episodes.